Hello everyone, welcome to Helm of Science. So in our previous videos we were discussing the chapter light. So I had mainly covered the part of on reflection of light, and we have more or less covered the majority of the topics from the reflection of light. So this video will be a question and answer video where we will be discussing few of the most likely questions that can be asked in your exams, few of the questions which have been asked previously. So let's get started. So the first question says that draw the ray diagram in each case to show the position and the nature of the image formed when the object is placed. Number 1, it is placed beyond the center of curvature of the concave mirror, and number 2 is in front of the convex mirror. So we will start with the first one, that is beyond the center of curvature of the concave mirror. So if I draw a concave mirror, okay, so this will be the principal axis, this is the pole, this is the focus, and this is the center of curvature, right? So it is said the object is placed beyond the center of curvature of the concave mirror. So let's say the object is placed somewhere over here, it's beyond the center of curvature. So the first incident ray, as we discussed in our videos, will travel parallel to the principal axis. So it will run parallel to the principal axis. So according to the rules, if an incident ray is parallel to the principal axis and is incident on the concave mirror, after reflection it will pass through the focus, right? So I'm sorry, after reflection it will pass through focus, right? Yeah. So the first ray will pass parallel to the principal axis, so the second incident ray will pass through focus. So after reflection, since the second incident ray is directly passing through focus, right? So directly passing through focus, so after reflection from the concave mirror will be parallel to the reflected ray will be parallel to the principal axis, right? So what can we see is that the image, if I say that the object is AB, the image is formed, A bar B bar is formed between C and F, right? So the image is formed between C and F. So what you have to tell the position and the nature of the image, right? So position will be image formed between C and F, right? Okay. So and what will be the nature of the image? Nature we can see from the ray diagram, it is inverted and it's real, right? Real, as it's formed on the same side of the mirror as that of that object. So real and inverted, right? Okay. And it will be the size of the image will be less than that of the size of the object, right? Diminished diminished image we will get. Okay, we will write that down. Smaller in size as that of object. Okay, so this was our first case when the object was placed beyond the center of curvature of the concave mirror. So we will quickly move on to the next part of the question, where it is asked that the object is placed in front of a convex mirror. So I'll draw a convex mirror. this being the pole, this is the focus, this is the center of curvature. It is placed, the object is placed in front of a convex mirror. So let's say it's placed over here. Okay, so what happens is, first the incident ray will be parallel to the principal axis, and for convex mirrors we know it's a diverging mirror, so the reflected ray will appear as if it passes through the focus, right? It will appear as if it passes, actually it's a diverging ray mirror, right? So it will appear as if it passes through focus. Yeah, so the another ray will be will directly, like we know that if the ray directly passes through the center of curvature, right, there will be no change, like it will retrace back its path, right? If the ray appears to pass through the center of curvature, the ray will appear to ray will retrace back its own path. So let's say it appears to pass through center of curvature, so it will appear to pass through center of curvature, so it will retrace back its own path. So we can see the image is formed here, right? This, let's say the image is A bar B bar. So what we can conclude from the ray diagram is that the image is formed between pole and focus. Image formed between pole and focus, right? As well that the image is smaller in size, image is smaller in size as that of object. Also, what is the nature of the image? We can see it is erect and it's virtual, because it's formed on the other side of the mirror as compared to that of the object, right? So it's virtual, it's virtual and erect, right? So this was the nature of the image when the object was placed in front of the convex mirror. So we'll move on to the next question. Okay, so the second question says that the second question is a numerical. So it says that an object 2 cm in size is placed 30 cm in front of a concave mirror of focal length 15 cm. At what distance from the mirror should a screen be placed in order to obtain a sharp image? We will also have to identify the nature of the image and the position of the image, right, and the size of the image too, and we have to support it with the help of a ray diagram. Okay, so what are the things which are given in the question is that an object of size 2 centimeters is there. So object size is given as 2 centimeters. It is placed 30 centimeter in front of a concave mirror. So object distance, which is u, is 30 centimeters in front of a concave mirror, right? So it's in the negative x-axis, so we will consider it as a negative distance, right? So 30 centimeters will be minus 30 centimeter will be the object distance, right? And it is also given that the focal length is 15 centimeters, right? So focal length, that is f, it is also towards the left of the concave mirror, so it will be again in the negative x-axis, so it will be again considered as a negative quantity, so it will be minus 15 centimeters. So from the mirror formula we know that 1 by f equals to 1 by u plus 1 by v, right? We know 1 by f equals to 1 by u plus 1 by v, right? This is the formula we know. So now we can easily find out 1 by v from here, that is 1 by f minus 1 by u. So if we solve this by the problem, 1 by v becomes 1 by f is minus 15, right? So minus 15 minus of u is minus 30, right? So minus 1 by 15, minus and minus will become plus 1 by 30. So it becomes, if we take the LCM, it's 30. So it's minus 2 plus 1 becomes minus 1 by 30, right? So 1 by V becomes minus 1 by 30. So naturally V becomes minus 30 centimeters, right? V becomes minus 30 centimeters, that is image distance is minus 30. That means the image will be formed again in front of the mirror, that is towards the left of the concave mirror, right? This minus sign implements that it is formed in front of the concave mirror, right? So what we can notice from here is that the u, that is object distance is also 30, and we found out that image distance is also minus 30, right? So we can say that the object and the image are placed at the same position, and we also know the focal length is minus 15. So what we can like conclude from here is that u equals to v, I'm sorry, u equals to v equals to 2f, right? Object distance is equals to image distance, which is equal to twice f, that is twice f. It means that 2 into f means the center of curvature, right? So we can conclude that the object and the image are placed at the center of curvature, that is 30 centimeters, right? 2 into f gives center of curvature. So we have to draw a ray diagram to support our case. We will quickly draw it. Okay, I'll rub this part. So if I draw a concave mirror, right, this is the pole, focus, center of curvature. So focus is 15 centimeters, center of curvature will be naturally 30 centimeters, right? And we know that the object is placed at 30 centimeters only. This is A, okay. So the first ray will be parallel to the principal axis. After reflection will pass through focus, right? And the second incident ray will pass through focus, and after this reflection will be parallel to the principal axis, right? So this is the required ray diagram. So the image object A, B, and the image will be B bar, A bars, right? So we can see that the object and the image are formed at the same location, that is the center of curvature. And as we have discussed while doing our ray diagrams, is that we can see here that the object size and the image size are identical, it will be same. So we can conclude that the image size will also be 2 centimeters, right? It is given in the question that the object is 2 centimeters, so the image size will also be 2 centimeters. Okay, so we will quickly move on to the next question. Okay, so question 3 says that it is desired to obtain an erect image of an object using a concave mirror of focal length 20 centimeters. So what should be the range of the distance of the object from the mirror? This is the first part. The second part asks us like, will the image be bigger or smaller than that of the object? And the third part is that we have to support it with a ray diagram. So we know that a concave mirror is able to produce an erect image only in one case. Only for one case it will be able to produce an erect image, when the object is placed between focus and the pole, right? This is the one case we discussed while doing our videos, while doing a session on the image formation of concave mirrors. That this is the one, like when the object is placed between focus and pole, it will form an erect image, right? So the first question is very easy. What should be the range of distance of the object from the mirror, right? So we know that the focal length is 20 centimeter, right? This is the first part. Okay, so focal length given is 20 centimeters. So let's draw a rough diagram for now. If this is pole, this is focus, this is center of curvature, so this one is 20 centimeters, right? So we know from theory is that the object must be placed anywhere between focus and the pole, right? So what will be the range of the distance from the range of the distance of the object from the mirror? So it should be, range should be, the range of placing the object should be anywhere between what, between this part, right? That is from 0 centimeters, anywhere between 0 centimeters to 20 centimeter, right? It will be anywhere between, it can be anywhere between the focus and the pole. So the range will be 0 to 20 centimeters. Now for the second part, second and the third part, first I'll draw the ray diagram, right? So let's quickly draw the ray diagram. First we'll draw the ray diagram and solve the remaining questions. So this being pole, this being focus, and this is center of curvature. So to obtain an erect image, we have to place it anywhere between pole and focus. So let's say we place the object over here. So the first incident ray will be traveling parallel to the principal axis, and after this reflection will pass through focus, right? And the second incident ray will directly fall on the pole, and we know that if it falls on the pole directly, the reflected ray will be having the same angle of reflection as that of the angle of incidence. So this angle will be equal to this angle, right? The reflected ray will be following the laws of reflection. So if I extend them backwards, something like that, what we get is an erect image, right? Let's say that object was AB, the image is A bar, B bar. So what we can notice from here is that if we extend the rays backwards, that is behind the mirror, we get an virtual image. We get a virtual image, and which is erect, right? We can see here it is erect and it's virtual. And what the second part asks that what will be the size of the image, will it be bigger or smaller than that of the image objects. So we can clearly see from the diagram is that the image will be of greater size, it will be bigger than that of the object, right? So this was our third question, which is very commonly asked in your exams. So we'll quickly move on to the fourth one. So the fourth question asks us to complete the ray diagram. So we have to draw the following ray diagram, complete the following ray diagram, and show the formation of the image of the object AB with the help of suitable rays. So they have provided us as a setup, they have provided us a setup where they have placed an object AB, and they have placed it between F and C. Okay, so we have to complete this ray diagram. Okay, so we will follow the rules. We know we will follow the rules. The first ray will be parallel to the principal axis. Now after reflection, it will pass through focus, and the second ray will pass through focus and after reflection will meet the first incident reflected ray over here, somewhere over here. So we can see that an image will be formed A bar B bar which is beyond C, right? So we can like see that image is formed beyond C, right? So what will be the nature of the image? Image is formed beyond C, is formed beyond C. Also the image is bigger in size than that of the object. And finally it is a real image, as it is found on the same side of the mirror as well as it is inverted. Real and inverted image, right? So these are the three observations we can conclude, right? Now we will move on to the final question of this series. It's a very commonly asked question. So this is a very commonly asked question, like why are concave mirrors used in the headlights of cars, right? So from the basic knowledge we know is that concave mirrors are converging mirrors, right? Concave mirrors are converging mirrors, right? So when rays of light are traveling parallel to the principal axis of a concave mirror, after reflection they will converge at a point, that is the focus, right? Every parallel ray will pass through focus, so it's a converging mirror. This one we know, right? Now we'll draw a concave mirror. This is the principal axis. Let's say this is focus, okay? So we know, as I discussed, if rays traveling parallel, if rays traveling parallel okay, so it's a rough diagram. If the rays traveling parallel to the principal axis, after reflection will converge at a point, that is F. Now if however if we place the source of light at F, so if we are placing like we are facing the placing the light source at F, now it will be the reverse, right? The rays of light which is passing through focus after reflection from the concave mirror will pass parallel to the principal axis. This is also we know, right? So if I place the light source at F, so after reflection, these rays after reflection from the concave mirror will pass parallel to the principal axis. So now they will be what? They will be passing parallel to the principal axis. So this gives a parallel beam of light, right? Parallel beam of light. Thus it gives a parallel beam of light, and hence it is used in the headlights of cars, because a concave mirror can produce a parallel beam of light when the light source is placed at the focus of the concave mirror. And we know that a parallel beam of light can travel through long distances, hence it is used in the headlights of cars. So these were few of the most commonly asked questions from this part of the chapter, that is the reflection of light, right? So these have been also some of the questions have been previously asked in your boards as well. So this will be all for the video. Thank you so much.